in the Holy Land. Pope Paul VI called the Holy Land the fifth gospel. There are 367 significant historical archaeological sites in the Holy Land. So it's a great place for hikers. It is about 8,000 square miles, the size of New Jersey. If you look at a map, you will see that the Holy Land occupies a critical part of world geography, linking Africa, Europe, and Asia. Consequently, there was a lot of trade going on in that area. It became a desirable land to control. King David, who died in the year 965 BC, saw the Holy Land as its zenith from a Jewish perspective. Later, it was conquered by the Assyrians. Then in 538, by the Persians under King Cyrus. In the year 332, Alexander the Great conquered it in the Hellenistic period. In 63 BC till 324 AD, it was a Roman province. Later on, it was conquered by the Byzantines, then an early Arab period, then by the Crusaders, and then by the Egyptian Mamelukes, and finally by the Ottoman Empire. And so it's a much conquered land. And yet, these people survived, and that was Jesus' home. We get some idea of the trade that went on when we realize that the genuine aromatic nard that Mary Magdalene poured over Jesus' feet came from a tiny white flower which grew in the Himalayan mountains. So the Holy Land has all kinds of archaeological and religious significance, and we invite you on this journey, walking in the footsteps of Jesus of Nazareth.
This is a reading from Exodus 3, 1 through 14. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey.
Dr. Peter Kraft wrote an article in the Integrated Catholic Life newsletter called The Jesus Prayer. I'd like to share this prayer with you and invite you over the next few minutes to listen and meditate on the reflection you are about to hear. Let's begin. I'm now going to tell you about the shortest, simplest, and most powerful prayer in the world. It is called the Jesus Prayer, and it consists simply in uttering the single word Jesus, or Lord Jesus, or Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me, a sinner, in any situation, at any time and place, either aloud or silently. As the Catechism says, the invocation of the holy name of Jesus is the simplest way of praying always. This prayer is possible at all times because it is not one occupation among others, but the only occupation, that of loving God, which animates and transfigures every action in Christ Jesus. Because it is so short and simple, this prayer can be prayed literally at any time at all, and at all times, even times when longer and more complex forms of prayer are not practical or even possible. This includes times of anguish, pain, or stress, and times of deep happiness and joy. When you pray this prayer, do not concentrate on the name, the word, the sound, or the letters. Do not think of the name, but of Jesus, and do not try to meditate on scenes from the Gospels or truths from theology, or to imagine what Jesus looks like, as you do in some other forms of prayer. Just reach out to Jesus in blind faith. The principal thing is to stand before God with the mind in the heart, and to go on standing before him unceasingly, day and night, until the end of life. Although our intention in this prayer is not to transform our consciousness, this prayer does transform our consciousness. How? It unifies it. Our usual consciousness is like an unruly, stormy sea, or like a flock of chattering monkeys, or a cage of butterflies, or 100 little bouncing balls of mercury spilled from a fever thermometer. We cannot gather it together, only God can. In all of human history, God revealed his own true name, his eternal name, only to one man, Moses, and only to one people, the Hebrews, his own chosen people, and only at one time, at the burning bush. This name was the secret no philosopher or mystic had ever attained, the very essence of God, the nature of ultimate reality. I am. But then many centuries later, God did an even greater thing. He revealed a new name in Jesus. This is now the most precious name in the world. In closing, I'd like to encourage you to pray the Jesus Prayer today and throughout our 9-week virtual pilgrimage. He is with us. He can hear you, just by simply saying his name.